Space, the final frontier.
That's right, Space Cadets. Get your astronaut helmets on. We're going on a trip through space. We're going to get into Google Sheets and create a database all about the planets. So let's get ready to explore. Now that you started this video, you may want to click and drag this window out, or this tab out, to create its own window so you could resize the video and push it over to the right hand side. And I could resize with the lower right hand side of my window. Okay, so lower right hand side, I see the cursor change on the lower right, and then I could resize this video to be any size that I need it. So I get a nice medium size so that I can push it off into the corner of my screen over here and do my work out in the main area. So we're inside the planets lesson. You started this video already. You can open it through here, or you can click on the name of the project right there. And we're going to get into the project stream here. And it says your work underneath. We want to create a new file for this project. So I'm going to click on add, and we're going to use Sheets to create a database. So select Sheets, and it will load a new project here for you with your name already associated with it. That's fantastic. Let's click on that and open it up. You may want to click and drag your file out so that you create a new window with just your planets in it. So I click, drag this down, create a new window. And I might want to resize the window with the right hand corner like this. If you see the cursor has changed, and I could resize this window so that I could see the video and work on my project at the same time. So you might want to resize with the lower right hand side. Alrighty, so let's set up our database like so. I'm going to put my field names at the top, or my category names, they call them field names in a database, and that's the name of the planet, the order from the sun, the size of the planet, whether the planet has rings or not, and whether the planet has moons. Okay, so I'm going to set it up just like this. Also, let's make sure that I put down kilometers. That's what this measurement is going to be in, how many kilometers the size of the planet is. So go ahead, type those in, pause the video, and come back to it when you're done typing. Whoa, that was like a light year ago that I told you to put this stuff in. What took you so long? All right, so let's go back to our stream here, and I'm going to look for my link to find information about my planet. So I go ahead and click on the link, and it opens up in a new tab. I can choose whether I want to pull this tab out or not to create a new web page or a new window for my information. As I scroll down through this website, I will see here that this is all the planets here, and this is in order, but it doesn't matter. I could start off on Mercury, just move over to Venus, Earth, Mars, so on and so forth. So I'll start off with Mercury. Hey, just so you don't mess up the spelling of these names, you could just double click on the name of the spelling. You can hit Command, hold down Command, and press the letter C to copy. Or you can go up and hit Edit Copy, or you can right click on it, and hopefully you have downloaded this widget to make the copy right there. So you hit Command C to copy, and then go over to your database, and you could paste special, paste value only, okay, so that it comes in this format. You could see the difference here. If I paste it in, it holds the format from the website, and I don't want that. Command Z undoes the last action. I can also, instead of going down here and using this paste value only, I can also hold down the Command button, hold down the Shift button while pressing the letter V. V for victory. I can paste in information by holding Command, Shift, V, and that will do the paste special, only the value. So now I'm going to be looking for, obviously, the order from the sun, okay, and it is in order right here. The sun would be to the left right here, so this is the first planet. in order, so I could just put the number 1 in there, and then I'm going to go to the size. Now here's where it gets interesting. And now it's time to sort and find. Let's do some filters and some finding. So I'm going to scroll over here to the right hand side of my screen. Sometimes there's a more thing if your screen is opened up a little bit. They don't have the more, and you actually see all of these items scrolled out here. But right now I'm going to use the filter. So I'm going to click down on the filter view. I'm going to create a new filter. Create new filter, click on that. This is going to be helpful to you in a lot of different classes. When you're doing a research project or when you're trying to find information on a website that's very large or it's very cumbersome, it has a lot of information on there, you can do a find feature, what we call a find feature, which is hold down the command button and press the letter F on the keyboard. We are in Google Chrome right now, so the find box comes up here. Firefox might be on the bottom of the page. Safari might be a different place. It doesn't matter. You just find Command F on any web browser brings you to the find feature. Now this isn't going to search the internet. This is going to search the web page for certain words. So I'm looking for the size of the planet. So I type in size. Okay, I don't want to put plurals when I go to rings and moons and stuff like that. I always want to do the singular, but I could just type in size and it automatically highlights the word size and zooms me to that part of the page. Okay, it says I have one instance of the word size on my website. Okay, so this will immediately notify me whether the word I'm looking for is on the page. So I have the size. Mercury is about 4,878 kilometers. All I want is the number value. I don't want the km. I put the km already on my document. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to copy that Command C or right click copy. You know the drill. I'm going to also go back over to my page right here and I'm going to paste special value only, or I could do Command Shift V and it pastes just the value in there. Next up, I'm going to look for rings. So I go back to my web page. I hit Command F again and it brings me up here and I'm going to type in the word ring. So I'm going through to see if it has the rings. I click on, I typed in ring and I'm going through and it says I have 2 of 7 and then 3 of 7. And as I go through, it's highlighting them. And I can also see on the right hand side here, it's showing me where they occur. So I can go up here and look for the first item of ring right there, and then the next 2 things of ring happen right on this part of the screen right there. Okay, so now I could see ring and ring, and then I could scroll down. Nope, that's not it. Next, 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 and I'm looking for every instance it doesn't show up. It's always in a different word like during or coloring or something like this. So it doesn't have any rings. Sometimes rings are hard to see and they don't have real specific numbers of rings. So what we're going to say is the planet has no ring. So we're going to put in for Mercury, rings is going to be no. So just put in the word no. And then again, I scan for moons and you will find that the sentence here, I typed in moon for the search and it popped up a couple times and it says here at the bottom of the page, it says Mercury has no moon. So you just read the sentence. I see the word moons, but that doesn't mean that it has a moon. I have to read the sentence that says it has no moons. So for the moons, I can definitely put in the number value. I could put in that 0 for the moons. So the rings is a yes or no, and the moons are the number of moons. So you can pause the video now, get to it. Hopefully it doesn't take a light year, not to make a mistake, but light year is a measurement of distance, not time, okay? But hopefully it doesn't take a light year for you to get back here. Rings are yes or no. Moons are the number of moons it has. Go ahead, pause the video now and fill in the rest of your database and come back to the video when you are done. Let's go over here and rename the filter first. So I click double click on filter, and I want to name this planets. So this will be the filter that'll display a certain find and sort. And then later I will create a new filter to display a different find and sort. These filters are great for when I have to come back to the same document and sort it a certain way every time. So if day after day I need to do a certain sort and then look at a different sort, I can use these filters and select them over here from this list as planets 1. I could have planets 2. I can name them differently for what they display. I could do a whole bunch of different things with the filters here if that's a common thing that I'm going to be filtering. You can also delete filters if you make a mistake and you have too many filters. If you just select that filter and then come up here and you can delete that filter right there, and then that will get rid of any filters that you made accidentally. Creating a new filter gives me the ability to do filtering, which will find just a certain selection of planets, but then also it allows me to do a sort column by column. So if I go into this field name, say order, and I sort from Z to A or descending, I click on that and now it has planet number 9 up here at the top, 876. And as you can see, you could sort the other way as well. A to Z, so this would be alphabetical. I could also sort by size. So this is just a little refresher on how to sort. So the smallest planet I could see here is Pluto, the next smallest Mercury, so on and so forth. And you could go through and just play with that sort for just a few seconds and sort each column. So the next thing I'm going to do is apply a filter or find a certain selection of planets. So let's just say I want to find all the planets larger than the Earth. Okay, so I'm going to go through and look for planets that are larger than the Earth. So I scroll down here, check out what the Earth's size is. And right there, third rock from the sun, 12,756 is the size of the Earth. So now I scroll back up and I go to my size. Okay, and I could copy and paste that number as well if I wanted to. So I could click on that cell, click on the cell, hit copy, or I can just remember the number. And I could filter by condition. So I scroll down here and it says filter by condition. I don't need filter by values, but filter by condition. And I want to say greater than, so I scroll down, greater than 12,756. I copy and pasted that in there and I click OK. Now I'm displaying just the planets that are larger than the Earth, as you can see. So every planet, there's only 4 planets that are larger than the Earth in our solar system, and there they are. You could take away this filter by hitting none and then clicking OK, and it goes back to normal again. I can also do 2 filters at the same time. Okay. Now these finds or the filters are really great when you have a very large database and you have to get through a lot of information. Just get to the pertinent information, the stuff that you really want to know. So we're going to take you through another filter here. I'm going to filter 2 things at once. This time I want to know the planets that don't have rings but have moons. Okay, so let's go through here and I'll go to rings and I want to say the planets that don't have a ring, and it shows me the values that I've already placed in there. So I can say I don't want the yeses. So I unselect the yeses and now just the no's will be displayed. So I click OK and boom, there you have the planets that don't have rings. Okay, and now we could say, well, what about the moons? So with the moons, it's a number value. And I could also do this. I could just say, take away the zeros. I could do the filter by and just put in 0 and click OK. Or I can say the condition is greater than 0. So those are 2 different ways you could do this one. I can say greater than value of 0, and then when I click OK, you'll see here I have planets that have no rings but have moons. I can reset these filters now to get it back to 0, so go ahead and do that. Click here and undo all the filters that you've created here. Okay, so now here's the selection I want you to find. I want you to filter the planets. Filter the planets that have no rings and sort them by size, least to greatest. You think you can handle that? Of course you can. So pause the video now. Filter the planets. Make sure you do both the filter and the sort. Sometimes people forget the sort. So go ahead and do that now, and then rejoin me when you're done. Okay, now that you've done that, that's going to be your Planets 1 filter. Okay, so you have that filtered for the planets that have no rings and sort it from size least to greatest. Now we're going to do a different filter for a different find and sort. So let's go ahead and go up here and let's create a new filter. We're going to name this new filter Planets 2. We'll come over here, Planets 2. So this will be the Planets 2 filter that will be displaying a different value. So the Planets 2 filter should be the planets that have, you want to find the planets, so that's filter, the planets that have both a ring and a moon, and sort them alphabetically. So go ahead and think about that. Think about how you're going to execute that filter and sort, both filters, 2 ways, and then come back to the video. Okay, make sure you did both the filters and the sort, and then you're all set. So this is Planets 1 view, and you could go up here and hit Planets, or Planets 2 view, and you could hit Planets 1 view for the selection of planets. So this is how I'm going to grade it. I'm going to go down here for Planets 2 and just check your fields and make sure that you have the right selection of planets. Once you're done with the filters, you just check to make sure that all data has been saved, all changes have been saved in the drive. Close that down, and you're ready to turn it in. Go back to the stream for the planets on the classroom. I opened the planets stream, and if I scroll down, I see that my work is right there, and it's ready to go. So I just say turn in, click on turn in, and voila, you're all set.